Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2CTV with another update. This is a follow-up report from the original reporting that we've been doing over the last day or two about the situation in Southport after the attack that we had on children, innocent children. A number of people have lost their lives. Their families of the victims are frustrated and demand answers. And the reality of the situation is that so many questions are still unanswered. And in this video we're going to actually talk about what we kind of know and what a lot of people are threatening to expose when it comes to the establishment. Hopefully the quality is good. I think the internet is not the best here, but let's talk about this is where I got angry. Obviously over the last day or two we've been seeing and hearing all this sad stuff about this attack. This is not an isolated incident, despite what the mainstream media is trying to tell you. It's not an isolated incident. We know this. There is currently a toxic culture across the Western world, and it's not really just about one or two groups. It's not really just about Islamism. It's not just about this group, that migrant group, or far left, or this, or far up, far down. It's not really about that. It's about the fact that this toxic virus has been going around, creating disorder, lack of respect for authorities, lack of respect for human life. When I started seeing these pictures, I think it's important to pay tribute, and it's important to show their faces to every single person. We've got Bibi. She was only 6. She was 6 years old. She's gone. Her country let her down. Next one. Elsie, 7 years old. She's gone. She's not around anymore. She can't have a future. So it's just completely... I'm trying to obviously keep calm, but as you can see, these faces, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 9-year-old, and it could be more because many others are currently injured in the hospital. We have to deal with this now. We have to deal with this now. And the reason I'm talking about this goes beyond just these poor girls. It goes beyond this. The families, some of the families are so frustrated because they're saying that the authorities are not giving them real answers. Some people have come out to threaten, saying we know some stuff that we can expose. So far, what they've told us is that the attacker was 17 years old. So because of that, they're not telling you the name. Fine. But what they can tell you is the situation with the attack, the condition with the attack. They can tell you what they are dealing with. Now, Bibi, Elsie, and Alice, who was 9, they can't demand answers. Their families can, but the rest of us can on behalf of them. They're not even telling us. So there are a number of people who've come out already saying that apparently, well, they could have explained what sort of attack, what sort of motive at least. Yes, fine. Hide the identity, the name of the person, because they're saying he's 17. Now, we'll find out if he's actually 17, right? Let's find out. Maybe he's 17 and 11 months, right? But let's just say they're going for their due process. You can still tell us what sort of attack it was. They're not saying that. Up to a point where right now, everybody's holding the whole of the system to account, including the new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, even though he's new, because they have not been speaking out against these problems for a long time. All of them, Labour, Tories, all these people, they might be new in government, but they've been in Parliament. They've been in Parliament for years and years. All these mainstream parties. They're not doing anything about it. Now, of course, there are protests today and tomorrow. Southport, of course, there tomorrow, outside Downing Street, I believe 7 o'clock, which will be in London. But Keir Starmer went to visit. This is what happened. He got heckled. This is the beginning of when he came. Actually, let's show that. There we go.
How many more children are trying to drive off street 5 minutes back? How many more children? How many more children 5 minutes back? We're going to do something. Time to change, Starmer. Come on, it's needed. How many more children? Is it mine next?
Now, following that moment, many others from the neighborhood and the families came in to approach him, start heckling him. He had to leave. The Prime Minister of the country had to leave. Watch this.
Go away! I just found out my friend's 9-year-old daughter was killed. Come back! The person I've held as a child and you can't do shit!
Yeah, that woman said, just found out my friend's 9-year-old child, I think she said 9, so that would be Alice, has died. Now, this anger could escalate if the establishment don't answer some serious questions. If they're going around, if they continue to go around saying isolated incident here, isolated incident there, this is not really responding to the real problem. Because as I said, you can't even just say, even if people come out, the establishment or anybody, come out to say, oh, that one was Islamism, or that one was some illegal migrant. That's still not good enough. That's not what I want to hear. That's not what you guys want to hear. We don't want to just hear, oh, that was, I don't know, someone with mental illness. That's usually what they say. Or that person was an Islamist. Or that person was some sort of loner, or white, or brown, or purple, or whatever color. No, that's not really answering the question. What needs to be addressed is that society has completely lost unity, lost order, lost respect. But valuing human life, when that gets lost among society, again, not all of us, but there's now enough people in our countries, and it's not again just about the migrants, it goes beyond the migrants because of the education system and because of everybody else, in terms of even second generation migrants, third generation migrants. It's the education system. The reason we've been seeing the protests, the Palestinian protests, a lot of the young people who are kicking off, and these are the people from migrant communities who are not integrating. They are, some of them, second generation, third generation. Back in the day, we used to say actually, first generation will find it difficult to integrate, but second generation, third generation born here will integrate automatically. But that now applies to only some cultures, not all cultures. That's just one problem. So my point is, you can't really just, even if, for example, hypothetically, the person is an illegal migrant, that's not really answering the question either. And in whether he's 17 or not, that's still not answering the question. One thing it will expose, which is if they lie about tiny details, what else are they going to be lying about? I mean, they lie about everything anyway. That's why the whole thing is escalating. That's why a lot of people from the authorities have been coming out on social media saying, we know things. We can't say it, but we know things. If we go to some of the super chats, we've got Natasha saying, if it was mental illness, guess what? We need mental asylum again then. It's ridiculous because we know it is not. And Watergirl also says, we know it's all lies. Age 27 is a word on the street. Enjoy your time. So obviously, I'm not going to go with the actual rumors yet. I know there's a lot of speculations, but questions are not being answered. Next super chat says, I was a constituency caseworker for a Northern Tory MP last Parliament. So many of these asylum seekers were denied asylum in Nordic countries. Again, whether this specific person is an illegal migrant or not, is still not really addressing the real problem. The problem is liberal governments, liberal globalist governments created ultra-liberal culture. We are all by default liberal in the Western world. We are all liberal. We believe in freedom and liberty, but you don't do ultra-liberalism in an already liberal country. So you have to be conservative in the Western liberal countries. So you could conserve these values. You can't just go around not promoting traditional values, not promoting good education, not promoting family values, community spirit. How many right now in cities and towns people know their neighbors? How many people are aware of actually what's going on in their own neighborhood? All that is a sign that we're going down. When we say multiculturalism, by the way, when we talk about the problem of multiculturalism, it's now gone beyond just about different foreign cultures. It's not just about someone from Japan, someone from Pakistan, someone from Germany. No, multiculturalism is now domestic multiculturalism as well. People could be from same ethnicities or races, but have very different cultures. And they clash with each other as well. So multiculturalism, and someone needs to talk about this, it's gone beyond the problem of international multiculturalism. It's now domestic as well. And this is going to get worse and worse and worse. There is no harmony, there's no unity. And there are still people, more kids who are injured in the hospital. Now, I really hope we don't really wake up with more news that another one has also lost their life. Hopefully not. But at this point, you would think, after the third person, after Alice and all the others, their name came out, there would be some sort of outrage. The establishment, the representatives on our behalf, elected representatives, when we show outrage, in a normal democracy, our representatives should show outrage on our behalf, so we don't have to do it. That's how democracy should work. Representative democracies, the MPs, the ministers, prime minister, they should show outrage so that we don't have to. If we start doing it, that's mob rule, and that becomes dangerous. If they don't do it, we have to do it. Show outrage. I don't want Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, to come out and say, I'm utterly heartbroken. That's not good enough. How's that going to fix anything? You're not addressing the real problem. You're going to wait for the next isolated incident. That's why this whole thing is escalating. Anyway, so that's the latest that I want to talk to you guys about. I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back because we have to talk about what's going on in Lebanon, because the IDF have started their operation to attack the Hezbollah of Lebanon. We're just getting all the information because right now everything's uncertain. So anything you see on social media, make sure you vet it. So I'm going to verify everything. Then we're going to come back and talk about what is going on in the Middle East, because Turkey have now threatened to invade Israel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.